efforts of this event and for joining us today. We really want this to be as interactive as possible. So students, there are 3 ways for you to ask questions. One is you can type it into the Zoom chat, or if you're feeling shy, use the menti.com platform and your question will be anonymous. If you're having a problem with the platform, let us know, just write a question into the chat and we can stop and help you in. Or when we get to the discussion period in the agenda, feel free to use audio and your own voice. We'll be having polling questions throughout the call and we encourage everyone to offer their input. Again, this will happen through Menti. First, a little housekeeping. We have emails from all of you who pre-registered, but for those who may have just joined us, we'd like to stay in touch. So please add them in the chat. So the first question to our students, tell us where you're from. And type it into the Menti.
Just a moment for the presentation. There we go.
Okay. So if you need me to repeat that, type into menti.com what university you attend. Okay, here we go. Nice, wahoo wah, Mary. Oh, excellent. Where's our VCUers? Oh, there's one. Okay. Okay, thank you for that. And next question is, what year are you? Oh, this is fun. So we've got some people planning ahead for their internships, some right in the sweet spot there. Grad students. Nice. It's good to see that we have a nice diverse group of people here. More importantly, we have another question for you. Turkey, tofurkey, mac and cheese. That's funny. Everyone's mac and cheese. Awesome. Looks like a very non-traditional group we have here. All right, thank you for that. It's nice to know our technology is working. So we thought this was an appropriate quote for today. Our work at RVA Now is two-pronged to help you discover all of the professional opportunities available to you in our region, and also to educate you on what you might not know about today's Richmond and its rich cultural and quality of life. So this afternoon will be about trying to influence the where and the what, but if anyone out there needs advice on the who, we're happy to help you with that too. Next slide. Okay, so our research, we've learned that the most popular search on the most popular job posting site is blank job title and just a city. Is this you? And here's a question, and it's not a trick question. If you could choose any city in the US to start your career, tell us where that would be. Doesn't have to be Richmond. Let's be honest. Love to see your answers. Okay. Chicago, San Francisco, New York, Seattle, DC. Okay. Nice. We've got a lot of folks out there that want some far-flung adventures. So let's take a deeper look at some of this. A $50,000 salary in Richmond is comparable to over 60,000 in Chicago, over 70,000 in Washington, DC, almost 80,000 in Boston, 94,000 in San Francisco, and well into the 6 figures in New York City. Anyone know why that is? Sorry, we didn't give you a way to answer that question, but here's one reason.
Housing prices.
A lot of those big paychecks go towards the roof over your head. Please know that we're not trying to talk you out of searching for all opportunities. We're just helping you put things into a realistic context. For example, in DC, you're going to need every bit of that $72,000 salary to make this rent. Same size townhouse, slightly more in rent. Next, we have testimonials from recent Gen Z transplants who reinforce what we're talking about here. Low cost of living, short commute times, walkability, and a variety of things to do. The old Richmond. Everyone knows where the region has come from, but it's evolving at a beautifully brisk pace. So for those of you who want to engage in the changing culture, you'll find a lot of like-minded peers here. For those who just want to be part of a vibrant city with a lot of young people and diversity, make sure you give us a good look. As you go about considering your internship options and where to begin your career, we at RVA Now will help connect you to the rich employment and cultural assets that the region has to offer. Thank you to our Richmond Region tourism partners for this awesome video. Like we're having some audio issues. Okay, so we missed out on the bump in music, but hopefully you got a good sense of some fun things to do here in the lovely Richmond region. So now to the panelists. Today we have representatives from Altria, Dominion Energy, Capital One, Performance Food Group, Markel, Genworth, and CarMax. To the students, if you have questions during these presentations, again, feel free to send them through menti.com or the Zoom chat. We'll also have an interactive discussion after everyone has presented. So feel free to jot them down and ask them during that period. So first, I'd like to introduce Alexis Strack, Senior Manager of Recruiting from Altria. Alexis?
Beth. Hi, students and everyone. I'm Alexis Strack from Altria. I have with me Carrie Lancaster, who runs our intern programs, and then Moira Crabtree, who is one of our student ambassadors. Beth, is the 3 minutes for Moira to introduce herself, or is that for the young professionals at the end? I just saw that on the agenda.
No, that's for Moira.
Okay, perfect. So I will go into the presentation, and Moira, I'll have you talk about your experience right at the end, if that works. Great, thank you. So Altria is a family of companies, which includes the largest domestic tobacco companies and wine company, Chateau Ste. Michelle Wine Estates. We've evolved over the years as we understand the changing consumer preferences and societal views on tobacco. So that's why you see here in kind of our portfolio, the strategic investments and joint ventures that we've made that have really evolved to more innovative products. And I'll have you go to the next slide. So our 10-year vision is to responsibly lead the transition of adult smokers to a non-combustible future. So this kind of seems a little bit probably unusual for a tobacco company. But as a leader in this industry, we realize that our consumer preferences are changing, and we need to meet those changes for the consumers as well as for our employees. So that is why we have made a very kind of hard statement that this is where we'll be transitioning over the next 10 years. So you can go to the next slide. So just a few of our culture and talent initiatives to discuss that are going to get us to this 10-year vision. Now, I realized right before this presentation that we copied the same talent initiative 3 times, but I'll go through the 3 separate ones. But I guess I could say we are most impressed with our ability to promote a vibrant and inclusive workforce. But that is first. We promote a vibrant and inclusive workforce. We believe in a culture where people are welcomed and valued. We have set our aiming points, our diversity aiming points, so that 30% of our VPs are people of color over the next 5 to 10 years, and where we have an equal number of men and women amongst our director and VP levels. So we really promote diverse teams. Secondly, it's to attracting and developing and retaining talent, like all of the students that are on this call. And we know how important it is for you guys to find a place to work that is meaningful and challenging to you. And that's why we invest a lot in our intern program, which has about 100 interns every summer. And also why we invested $10.3 million in our training and development programs in 2019. And finally, it's about rewarding and recognizing our employees. We know how critical this is for people to feel valued, and we also offer a comprehensive benefits package that is really competitive amongst all the Fortune 500s. And we want to make sure we promote an environment of acknowledging the hard work and results of our employees. We do this through personal recognition and budgets that we give each employee every month to recognize people. So the next slide is our program is a summer program that's 10 to 12 weeks. We start off with a 1-week orientation. We work directly with a full-time coach or mentor who's in that full-time job that you would really be hoping to get into after your internship. And the work is real-world issues and projects that has impact to our business. And we have opportunities that really span all through our different functions. Manufacturing and engineering, sales and finance are just to name a few. And how you can get those opportunities for more information on the next slide here is you can go to our careers website, which is at altria.com/careers, or also email Carrie Lancaster, who is, as I said, is on this call, who runs our program and can provide any additional information that you guys would have. I hope I stuck to my 5 minutes. I didn't time myself.
Did great.
Great,
Oh,
thank you.
Moira, is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
So thank you, Alexis. I think that was great, a great overview of Altria. So again, my name is Moira Crabtree. I'm graduating in a few weeks from Penn State University in Pennsylvania. And my major is marketing in our business school. So one thing I really want to point out real quick that Alexis failed to is that this past summer, while things look different with COVID and you guys coming into internships might be thinking about that, we honored all of the internships that were offered. There were many peers of mine in school, and you guys might know a few as well, who that was not the case for. And I think that really speaks to Altria's commitment to encouraging and keeping talent and developing young professionals. Additionally, I'll point out that she highlighted our culture and our 10-year vision, and we truly do what we say we do. Our diversity and inclusion initiatives are incredibly important. I see it in me at the bottom level, all the way up to the top with VPs talking and how everything goes about. I can speak to the sales internship. I had 2 internships with Altria. But when you hear about sales, you think, oh, that doesn't sound super fun. But the sales internship and the sales role within Altria is really business to business based, B2B. You utilize analytic skills, and you still think strategically. So it's not, cold calling and things like that, but you still really utilize your education wherever it might be from. And really Altria takes you in and finds a good spot for you. So I hope that's a good overview about Altria, about the internship, and a few other things as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Moira. Anyone else from Altria, Alexis, or are we?
I think
Okay.
we're good. Unless Carrie, you just want to say hi, show your face.
Hi everybody. My name is Carrie Lancaster, and I work with Beth and Allison on the RVA programs, and we have a great time running those programs and great discussions that have actually led us here today. And Alexis and Maura did a great job in doing a high-level overview of our internship program. One other thing to highlight is Maura talked about how this year we had to pivot and do a 100% virtual program, which was very unique and different for our organization. And just to let everybody know, we're continuing that thought process. We don't know where it's going to land for next year, but we're planning for both scenarios. So again, if you have any questions for us or anything like that, my information, feel free to email me and we can hop on a phone call to chat. But I'll be happy to go over our program dynamics as well as what internship opportunities we have available for the summer of 2021.
Awesome. Thank you to the Altria team. Next, we have Dominion Energy and Crystal Neal, Director of Talent Acquisition and Workforce Planning.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm eager to tell you about the internship program that we have at Dominion Energy. This past summer, we had 252 interns, and we also honored all of our internship offers despite the pandemic. In fact, we turned our internship program to 100% virtual. So we had students dialing in from 26 different states and Puerto Rico and the Bahamas to be part of our internship this summer. And we have a huge emphasis on promoting diversity across our workforce. And in fact, this past summer, we had 68% of our interns were diverse students, representing upwards of 50 some different colleges and universities across the country. One of the main ways that we recruit diverse talent is by hosting, and this past fall, we hosted our second annual Diversity Student Conference, and we had 125 students attend the conference. It's 3 days of programming. It's a VIP treatment to introduce you to executives and the vision for our company, which is to be net zero by the year 2050. So we have all kinds of wonderful sustainability and environmentally friendly ways of producing energy, including the largest offshore wind farm in all of the Americas. And we're growing our solar. We're now the 4th producer of solar energy in the United States and growing. So we are attracting a lot of college students who are interested in helping us solve the sustainability issues of the future. And we'd love to talk to you. If you don't have an internship lined up yet for 2021, please go to our career site. We have a number, dozens of internships still posted, and we're actively recruiting for next summer. We did hire a good number of the students who attended our diversity student conference in early October. And I actually saw one of our students from last year's diversity student conference who interned with us this summer, knocked it out of the ballpark, is graduating in the spring, and we offered her a full-time job at Dominion Energy, and she has accepted it. And I saw her promoting this event earlier today on LinkedIn. So I reached out to her, but I haven't heard back. So I want to see if she's on the call, because I'd love for you to hear from this young professional who not only attended our diversity student conference and interned with us for the summer, but is joining us next year. It's Lauren Lemelin from Christopher Newport University. And nothing like surprising you right now, Lauren, and literally putting you on the spot. But if you are on the call, I would love for you to take a few minutes and from your perspective, tell our audience what it's like to work at Dominion Energy.
Crystal, Lauren is actually, doesn't look like she's on the call, but
Okay.
couldn't come today, but I can attest to how great she is and how great of a time that she had, both at the conference and interning this summer. And she's been a great help with RVA Now. So
That's so great. I didn't even know she was involved in RVA Now. And then when I saw her promoting it on LinkedIn, I thought, I bet she's going to be on. And so I reached out to her on LinkedIn message and I didn't hear back. So it was a long shot, but I thought I would give it a try because she is fantastic. And I know she really has enjoyed being part of it. And I thought it would be interesting to hear more about the Diversity Student Conference experience. So any of you who are on the call who are currently in college and are rising either by next year, if you'll still be only a rising sophomore or junior, we'd love for you to apply to the Diversity Student Conference and come join us. This year it was virtual, but next year we're hoping it will be in person, and it's 3 days, all expenses paid. We put all the students up in a hotel and entertained them. We had lots of fun together. Everybody got to meet each other from all across the country. And then they interviewed in a hiring event on the spot. And we hired almost 100 of the 125. So anyway, we have an incredibly robust intern program at Dominion Energy. And truly, if you're still looking for a summer internship next summer, I encourage you to visit our portal.
Great. Thank you, Crystal. And please pass along my thanks to Lauren for promoting this. Next up, we have Capital One with Justin Lee, Campus Advisory Manager.
Thanks, Beth. Hello, everybody. So for those of you who are in Richmond, hopefully you are aware of Capital One, as we're the largest private employer or public employer in the area. We were actually founded in Richmond back in 1994. We are headquartered now in McLean in Northern Virginia, but Richmond out at our West Creek campus is our largest, what we call a people center, where we have just about 10,000 associates who work out at that location. As I mentioned, founded in 1994. We are still founder-led by Rich Fairbank, who's our chairman and CEO, and I remember him telling a story to the interns when I led one of our internship programs about writing on a napkin to his father just before his father passed about, this is my vision, and his dad just kind of gave him the push to go do this and don't think about it twice. And lo and behold, here we are 3 decades after that, and in great shape with 50,000 plus associates in a number of roles and capacities. Overall, we are one of the largest credit card holders in the United States. We are also a retail bank. We have a number of cafes here in Richmond, and if you go up into some other more urban areas, we have actual bank presences where we're in DC in particular and some other areas. We also do some commercial banking. We also are in the financial services sector, where we're one of the top 5 auto financiers in the United States as well. And our internships and full-time programs, we recruit for a number of them. And you see them here on the screen here. Our 2 largest ones are our analyst development program, which is for our business analysts and data analysts. And then we also have our technology development program and our technology internship program. Again, the top 2 biggest programs that we have. And I've got Leonard Ramsey on the line, who can tell you a little bit about himself in just a second. He was a technology intern for us here in Richmond and is currently a software engineer, still living in the Richmond area. And so you can see, again, a wide array of programs that we have here. And ultimately, the goal of our internship program is to lead to in a great world, a full-time offer. So as an intern, you're treated just like a full-time associate. One of the greatest t-shirts an intern made when I led our program was, Capital One's analyst internship program, where the only person you get coffee for is yourself. So again, just speaks to the real tangible roles that you are given, and giving you that real work and real opportunity. And I remember just kind of being in awe of not only the amount of ownership that we give interns and new hires from a full-time capacity, but just the knowledge that they bring to the table and the impact that they can have as an intern or as a brand new hire. And then the next slide gives you a little bit more insight into our internships, which are 10 weeks over the summer. Much like Altria and Dominion, we also were able to uphold all of our internship offers this past summer, as well as our full-time offers. Our internship program was virtual, but again, had high-ranking remarks from our interns, currently having a banner year in intern conversion to full-time offers. And again, just as far as overall impact on the students, just they had a wonderful summer. And again, their conversion rate shows that. But again, given real roles, real projects that are going to have an impact at the end of the summer, you basically will present out to your executive and the higher folks on your team. In addition to that, a lot of training and development that you will see throughout the course of the 10 weeks. And you will have a lot of networking events where you're getting to know your teammates, your other cohort members of the intern program. And there's some other fun networking opportunities to get to know Richmond, to get to know the area. And in general, like I said, we had about 1,000 interns this past summer across all of our locations. And then should it lead to a full-time opportunity, all of our programs for new hires are rotational, in which you'll get two distinct roles. We want to give you a diversity of perspectives to take in before you kind of move into the direction that interests you the most. And again, kind of building a cohort and giving you those great opportunities to demonstrate your skills, learn new skills, and just grow as an individual. And hopefully, as we've seen with a number of our executives, 3 that I know off the top of my head, were actually campus hires themselves back in the mid-90s and have stayed with the company. And we have a number of others who have been hired in the past 5 to 10 years who are already in the executive level and largely attribute that to their time as a campus hire. Again, I led one of our intern programs, but I was not an intern. But I will let Leonard speak to his time as an intern and kind of the roles that he did and currently what he does as a software engineer for Capital One. So Leonard.
Cool. Thank you, Justin, for that. That was a great overview of pretty much what Capital One is and kind of what we bring to the table. Before we get into my internship experience and what I currently do at Capital One, I kind of wanted to piggyback on what was brought up earlier in this call about what makes Richmond honestly a great city to work in. I've been working in Richmond since 2017. I had an internship before I came to Capital One. Then I interned in Capital One before I came here full time in 2019. And the big thing with Richmond, as was mentioned earlier, is the cost of living. But in addition, the commute isn't bad. It's actually pretty good. As Justin mentioned, our Capital One campus is vast, it's sprawled out. We have, I believe, 10 different buildings. It honestly gives a very college-like feel, which is nice. And it's like the good portions of the college feel. In addition, the pace of life is very adequate. It's not like too urgent or too fast like some of the bigger cities may be. So it's a nice transition for sure for students coming from college, in my opinion. And then the last thing is there are many different geographical benefits to being in Richmond. You're close to DC, you're close to the beaches down south, you're about 90 minutes or so away, and you're close to the mountains and to the rivers. So there's a lot to do, which honestly surprised me when I first moved here. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up. Now, in terms of my time at Capital One, I actually came into Capital One in 2018, as Justin mentioned, as a technology intern program participant. I completed our Power Day in 2017, came in as an intern. But before the internship, Capital One actually had a 1-week onboarding where all of the interns essentially came together from all the different sites, stayed together in hotels for a week. We did hackathons together. We were able to network socially together. And we were able to get various talks from different engineers and different recruiters about what to expect when we actually started the internship. So that was a great way to network, and that was a great way to kind of ramp up in the summer from the few weeks we had off after the spring semester of college. Now, during the internship itself, also as Justin mentioned, I think the biggest thing that I loved about my Capital One internship is that you're actually doing real projects that have real business value. We actually worked with another intern on my team, as well as several different engineers, a scrum master, and then my manager for about 8 weeks in our card line of business fraud disputes department on a chargebacks application project. And what I loved about it is our engineers actually treated us as though we were like them, in the sense they treated us as though we were actually full-time software engineers. We were able to participate in discussions related to business decisions, about requirements, about application specifications, and so on and so forth. So to have that camaraderie and to kind of be on the same playing field definitely enhances the experience, in my opinion. And at the end, as Justin mentioned as well, you actually get to present to executives, which is great for visibility, and it kind of ties everything together. Now, after the internship, I was able to get a return offer to come back full time. And I don't want to talk about that too much right now, since this is an internship call. So if you have any further questions, please let Justin and I know. But what I will say is the one thing I want to mention about my full-time role is very comparable to the work I was doing as an intern. At least it started off that way, which really speaks to the rigor of the intern program, in my opinion. And of course, the expectations just increase the longer you're in the full-time role. But I think that the internship program does a great job of preparing you for that. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is what I would sort of recommend to you guys as students to kind of put yourselves in a great position to attain these internships. I saw we have a diverse group of students that are first and second years, as well as third and fourth years. For those of you earlier in your college studies, I would say the biggest thing is to be well-rounded. So definitely do well in your studies, but also see if you can get out, volunteer, participate in extracurricular activities, and just be well-rounded. Because I recall in my internship, I had a conversation with my director, and he told me, in addition to making sure that our engineers are technically skilled, particularly for him, he really wanted to make sure that we were socially skilled as well, and that we had just a well-rounded kind of tool set to bring to the table. So definitely be well-rounded, work on your craft, and also start thinking about what specifically you want to do when you graduate. Of course, if you're early in your college studies, you have time for this. But if you are able to start thinking about specifically what you want to do, that will narrow down the list of companies you can look at, the type of roles that you want to look at. And most importantly, a lot of our Capital One, and I believe some of the other companies on this call typically have programs catered to first and second years, like summit programs, for instance, that aren't full-time internships, but they provide a way to get in the pipeline and get in the door. So I would definitely look into those as well. And then for those of you that are third and fourth years and kind of ending your college careers, I would say a lot of the things I just said apply to you as well. But in addition, I would say apply as early as you can once the academic year starts. So the fall is a great time for recruiting, not only for Capital One, but again, for a lot of these companies. So definitely start as early as you can so you can get in the door. Prepare well for the interviews, know what the interview process is going to be like. Capital One for both the technology intern program interviews and the technology development program interviews actually has a power day where you have different types of interviews. You have a technical, behavioral, and a case interview. So definitely know the interview structure if you can, prepare as best as you can. And then the last thing I want to impart with you guys is be confident, because I would say, honestly, my Capital One interview was my best interview just because of the confidence of being prepared and going in and showing that I was able to just be prepared. So be confident, prepare, and everything will be good.
Leonard, thank you so much.
Yep.
You were an absolute wealth of information. Justin, do you have anything you need to add there?
No, I think just, again, hearing probably from Leonard is a little more impactful because he was an intern, chose Richmond as a location, and has been just great addition to Capital One.
Leonard, make sure we have your email address, because I think we'd like to call on you again.
For sure, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Next up, we have Performance Food Group, and Zoe Green is their internship manager, and she also is right on the Gen Z high end, and we'll talk to what it's like to be a young person working here in the region. Zoe?
Yeah, thanks so much. Hello, everybody. So first of all, I want to say thank you all for having me here today. I'm super excited for this opportunity to talk to you all about Performance Food Group and our awesome internship program. And like Beth mentioned, I'm also excited to share a little bit about my personal experience with the summer internships I had in college, and why I ultimately chose to move to Richmond from Florida, where I grew up, after I graduated to start my career. So to start, and we can actually stay on the previous slide for a little bit longer. I know it's just pictures, but I think it's a really good representation of how fun our program is. But my name is Zoe Green. I graduated as an English major from the University of Florida in 2016, and then moved straight to Richmond to start my career in human resources. I've been working as the training specialist for Performance Food Group now for about 2 years, just over 2 years, and I'm also the head of our internship program. Overall, I love it and can't wait to tell you more about it. Just in case anyone isn't familiar with Performance Food Group yet, I'll start with a quick background on us. You've probably more likely heard of us referred to as PFG. With our logo on this slide here, you might have seen the big trucks driving around Richmond or other cities on the highway with those PFG letters on the side there. But overall, our mission includes being a leader in the food service distribution industry, which now I have to pause to point out that the food distribution industry is really, really fun to be in because we're super passionate about food. And personally, as a lover of food myself, that makes it even more fun. Just a couple more details on PFG. We deliver food and related products to thousands of customer locations all across the US. We have 21,000 associates in over 80 locations, and we serve customers in all 50 states. To give you an idea of our customer base, our customers include local restaurants. So if you're familiar with the awesome local Richmond food scene, some of those customers are Stella's, Taz's Kitchen, The Daily, a couple more places in Carytown like Can. So basically all of my favorite restaurants are PFG customers, which is also a great thing. Beyond local restaurants, we also distribute to restaurant chains like TGI Fridays and Outback, and pretty much any other type of venue that you can think of that sells food, like Disney, Universal, theme parks, movie theaters, convenience stores. Overall, we can meet almost any food service need across any industry. So now that I'm sure I've made everyone hungry with all this talk about food, we can go ahead and get to the next slide, which has those details on our internship program. One thing I want to emphasize is that PFG interns are an integral part of their team. So whichever department you're working on, you'll be working on real projects and assignments that truly make an impact on our business. We also coordinate weekly intern group activities throughout the summer that they're not only super fun, but they're also designed to help you develop your knowledge about our company, our industry, and develop your skills like networking, communication, and those types of things. To highlight some of the activities that we've had in the past, interns always love our first day orientation because we get to go into the city of Richmond, downtown typically, and do a food tour, sampling food from all of our customers downtown at restaurants. We also typically dedicate time to volunteering with our local food bank, which is Feed More, which PFG is involved with throughout the year. We partner with them through Feeding America. Throughout the summer, we also have tons of opportunities like lunch and learns and networking events for you to meet and learn from leaders throughout all different departments and business sectors of PFG. And on the left side of the screen there, you can see some more examples of our typical activities throughout the summer. I do want to note that for next year, it will be really great if we can resume our in-person program, if it's safe and possible by that time. But right now we're focusing on building out a virtual program that has engaging and interactive COVID safe activities and things to do on a at least weekly basis. And we'll also be allowing our interns to work virtually. So we'll be ready to do either option where we love our in-person activities, but we're dedicated to ramping up the virtual experience to be ready for next year. A couple more notes about the program. While we'll make sure that you have exposure to all different departments and areas of PFG, you'll be applying to work in one particular department where you'll spend most of your time with your team and taking on those department specific projects that will have a real impact for the business. Our offerings depend on the current business needs and they're subject to change each year. But we typically have openings in a couple of areas like the ones listed on your screen. So marketing, supply chain, anything with accounting, tax, finance, IT, sales, and my personal favorite, human resources. We always have a really great HR internship that involves communication or some other great projects. Some additional details on our timeline, and I'll then wrap up with advice to applicants. Our internship program is typically 11 to 12 weeks long. That begins in late May and typically ends the first week of August. Our plan is to post our internship openings around mid-December on our career site, which the link is on this page. So keep an eye out for those updates at that link. My biggest piece of advice is to have a passion for food, people, innovation, and that is a great fit for PFG, but to find an organization that aligns with your interests and your passions, something that you can get excited about, and really be open to new experiences, new departments, new areas of business that you might not have considered before. Personally, I was not a PFG intern while I was in school, but as an English major in college, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I loved writing, communication. I had an interest in training, but I did not know where that fit in the business world until my first internship with a human resources department for a finance company. So that internship in college really just allowed me to discover the best way to align my passions and things that I enjoyed doing with a professional career. And ever since then, I've been working in human resources and a variety of roles and loved it ever since. So definitely be open to all aspects of business. And beyond that, not only is it great personally right now for me to be working for one of the largest food service distributors in the nation, but also the fact that I get to work for PFG in Richmond has been such a great experience. Of course, I've talked about some of our local restaurants, but Richmond, I think it was even in the introduction video, Richmond is definitely a foodie city. So many awesome restaurants, places to explore. The weather is great. I I think someone else mentioned how easy it is to travel. If you're going out for a weekend, you want to drive to Philadelphia or the mountains or the beach. Richmond's a really great hub to do all of those things. The city itself has a great energy, and overall, those are a lot of the main reasons why I chose to move here from Florida. And I'm so happy I did. I can see myself here for the long term. So I know we're close on.
Good. Thank you, Zoe, so much. That was so comprehensive. And again, I know how to get in touch with you. And I'm always thrilled to see when English majors find their way into the business world. I was one myself. So
Oh, great.
yeah, nicely done. All right, let's move on to Genworth and Emma Duncan, who is College Relations Manager.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for having me here this afternoon. I wish that we were all together in person, but hopefully at some point next year we'll all be able to get together again. So a little bit about the history of Ginworth. If you could switch it to the next slide, please. We, as an organization, have our roots traced back to 1871. So I know a lot of you probably are not familiar with exactly what Ginworth does, but we do two different things as an organization. We help folks achieve the dream of homeownership. And then we also help folks address the financial challenges that come with aging. So we do that through life insurance, long-term care insurance, and annuities. So we're passionate about helping folks at different phases in their lives, but we have evolved as an organization over time. Right now, we are currently in the process of being acquired by China Oceanwide, which is a private Chinese equity firm. And we are in the final stages of that process and anticipate that deal closing by the end of this month. And what that will mean for us as an organization is that we will really be looking at how we continue to evolve here domestically in the United States, just as different generations continue to have different ways that they take care of their aging family members, but then also really looking at how we can help China address the need for taking care of their aging population. So definitely exciting times ahead, and we're looking forward to growth that will be coming for us here shortly. If you could switch to the next slide, please. So we have a variety of different early career talent programs here at Genworth. We have a lot of different internship programs where we have all different majors, but then we have a bigger focus on finance, computer science, and actuarial roles, but we do take all majors depending. We have different roles where we can find different spots for different majors. And what's great about our internship program is that we really use it as a feeder program, like a lot of other organizations here, for our full-time opportunities. And it's great because you all really get the chance to see what it's like to be a part of Ginworth. And we give our interns the same type of work that we give to full-time employees. So interns will be with us throughout 12 weeks over the summer. And during those 12 weeks, they are assigned to a team of full-time employees, but then at the end of the summer, we'll present out to senior leaders and in their different functional areas on the different projects that they owned throughout the summer. This past summer, we, like everyone else here, ended up switching our internship program to a completely virtual environment. And we actually have made the call a couple of weeks ago to have a completely virtual summer internship program for 2021 as well, which I I'm still excited that we're able to have folks join us virtually, but just given a lot of uncertainty in terms of how COVID-19 will evolve, we have decided to already make our summer internship program completely virtual so that we can let folks know now and then they can plan accordingly too. If you could switch to the next slide, please. These are the different development programs that we do have here at Genworth that we are recruiting for actively. So for our internships and for our full-time opportunities. We have opportunities in finance, our actuarial function, IT, and also we have more of a business generalist rotational program as well. So as you can see, we cover the entire spectrum in terms of different students that we are looking for, different backgrounds, work experiences, all of those sorts of things. But these programs are really for students that are looking for opportunities to build their knowledge in either our US life insurance business or our mortgage insurance business. And all of these full-time roles, they are rotational. So it depends on the program, but you're getting experience in a variety of different areas. And then at the end of the rotational program, the hope is that you have a better understanding of where you want to be for a more permanent placement. If you could hit the next one, please. So we are huge advocates for investing in our summer interns. So typically when we do have interns that are at our office locations during the summer, we do offer fully paid for summer intern housing. So unfortunately, we are not going to be able to relocate anyone this summer since we will be virtual, but we're looking forward to relocating students again during future summers. So we also, beyond our fully our paid for summer intern housing, all of our internship roles are compensated, and then we'll do a lot of different professional development workshops. We'll do networking with our interns, resume reviews, interviewing, presentation skills. And then we also give all of our interns the opportunity to have informal networking sessions with our senior leaders, which is a great way for them to get connected with our early career population, and then also give you all the opportunity to pick their brains as well. Beyond that, we are passionate about serving the communities where we live and work, and we'll do a lot of different volunteer opportunities. We had to come up with some creative ways to do it in a virtual environment, but still did it nonetheless. And we work to get interns connected with their teams that they're working on throughout the summer and doing virtual team building activities as well. And then of course, when we are in person, we'll have interns at our different office locations, either in Richmond, Raleigh, or in Lynchburg. And then we'll do different trips of ways to get the interns connected throughout the summer. But I think something that's great about working at Ginworth personally is that we really care about our customers. And I think that really fuels our culture of how we treat our interns, and then hope that they will lead to full-time employment opportunities for you all as well. And I would say for interns is one of the biggest pieces of advice to give to you all is that as much excitement that we have that we're able to connect with you all and speak with you all about early career opportunities as well. Definitely encourage you all to ask us the challenging questions in terms of what it's like to be an employee wherever you're interviewing, and what their values are and their mission and their vision, because especially with you all, you have a lot of different choices and it can be overwhelming, but just want to make sure in terms of when you're looking for different opportunities that you find a role that is a mutually beneficial relationship for you and your employer. But beyond that, just wanted to say thanks for having me today. And if you have any questions, I will leave my my email in the chat, but thanks so much.
Emma, thank you. That was awesome. I do love hearing all of these young career professionals talk about how great the city is and how fulfilling their work life is, as well as their non-work life. So thank you. Next, we have Markel, Mary Ellen Waller, Global Director of Community Engagement, and Archer Brill, Recruiting Coordinator.
Thank you so much. We're very excited to be here and to tell you all a little bit about Markel and the Markel Internship Program. Markel has been around since 1930, and a lot of people haven't heard about Markel because we're not a retail insurance company. We don't do commercials or that type of thing. But we have 73 offices in 18 different countries. So we're an international company, and we're number 335 on the Fortune 500. Our stock just topped over $1,100, and so we've been growing significantly over the past decades. And we currently have about 4,600 employees in our insurance area, but in total 18,000 employees, which includes our Markel Ventures division, which is really a private equity partnership with about 14 or 15 different companies like CapTech and Costa Farms and AMF Bakery and many other organizations you may have heard about. So we're, as I said, primarily an insurance company. We insure mostly commercial risks. And one of the more interesting things that we've insured over the years is the ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz. So that was a really fun thing to insure. And actually, while we insured it, they were stolen, but they were returned. So we ended up in a pretty good place for that claim. So that's a little bit about Markel, the company. I want to tell you a little bit about our culture. We call it the Markel Style. And what it really means is that we pursue excellence, but we have a lot of fun along the way. We work hard, but we care about each other, and we put really our employees and our customers first. We have several different employee networks that focus on our diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have employee networks for Blacks engaging at Markel, for young professionals, for women, veterans, for professional Asian networks, and we also have LGBTQ networks. So we're really focused on the diversity of our employee population and supporting all of those different groups. We were able, like some of the other companies you've heard from, we were able to offer our internship program completely virtually last year, and we conducted a survey of both interns as well as the supervisors and managers about how they thought it went, and it was universally a success. So we're very excited that it was successful last year, and we're set up to be either virtual or in person or some hybrid of the two for this coming summer. Our program usually begins around mid-May and ends around the middle of August, depending on back to school schedules. And if we could advance to the next slide, we can cover a few of the particulars about the program. And then if technology is our friend, we've got a short video to share with you as well. So the summer internships, most people think of Markel as only an insurance company, but we have many, many departments that support that business. So we have internships in all of those departments. This summer, we're targeting 40 different internship roles. And they can be in accounting and finance, claims, human resources, information technology, information management, marketing, communications, operations, sales, underwriting. Essentially every department that we have at Markel has an opportunity to host an intern. So let's see if we can give the internship video a try. And if we can't get the sound working properly, we'll come back and talk about it in more detail.
Okay, Allison, I'm going to need to share my screen. So I think you have to unshare yours for now.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. All right. Can everyone see that? Oh.
Wrong one.
Oh, I didn't need to do that. Talk amongst yourselves. Archer, I'm really sorry you sent that to me nice and early too.
No worries.
Oh,
I think
here
if
it
you,
is.
yeah.
Right.
And then if you, it should take you to an external link when you hit play.
All right. Go big. And there.
Markel is an innovative Fortune 500 company with many opportunities for students and graduates seeking an exciting career in the fast-paced industry of insurance. Next up are a few video clips of why young professionals love working at Markel.
Hello from New York. My name is Joshua Dinkins, and I'm a graduate student at St. John's University pursuing my MBA in Risk Management and Insurance. This summer, I have the pleasure of working for Markel Specialty as an underwriting intern in the New York City office, but frankly from my home.
Hi, I'm Rashida Kadam, and I'm interning with the pricing team at Markel this summer.
Hi, I'm Kyle Collins, an account executive here at Markel Specialty.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine and I'm a recent grad from Troy University and I work on the underwriting training program here at Markel and on the Ocean Marine team.
So what has it been like working from home? I could say firstly, it's been rewarding just through working with familiar companies and gaining real world experience. Secondly, it's also been inclusive. Markel has done a great job of connecting not only interns with full-time seasoned employees that are very knowledgeable and can answer any questions, but they also connected us with one another in the hopes of building long-lasting relationships as we grow in the insurance industry itself.
One of the biggest takeaways from working at Markel this summer has to be the extensive knowledge I gained from so many welcoming people. Each day at Markel brings about a new experience and a new face, but each of these people I met definitely had a valuable skill to teach me and all the other interns, and I enjoyed learning just as much. Working with other interns on group projects was so eye-opening as well. It's so interesting to see how we all came from such different backgrounds, yet we're all working together for this one summer to achieve a common goal. Everyone has a different way of thinking, learning, and teaching, and figuring out how to communicate with each other, especially virtually, had some challenges. But because of the friendly and welcoming environment, the interns were able to quickly adjust and ask for any help when needed. Not only did I gain extensive knowledge, I was also able to practice and improve my teamwork and communication skills with anyone I met. Overall, it has been a great experience, and I can't wait to see the end product.
To me, the Markel Style means being held to the highest possible standard both in the office and outside the office. Markel encourages associates to take part in communities and donate both their time and resources to programs and charities that are deemed important by employees here at Markel. The Markel Style means looking for a better way to do things within the insurance world and always challenging management. This freedom gives us the choice to go about our business and make decisions that directly impact our company and make for a rewarding career that makes you feel fulfilled and also a fun place to work.
One of the things that sets Markel apart and the main reason why I decided to work for Markel is the company's devotion for people. The way that they invest in each other and in not only their new hires, but the people that have been working with this company for years is truly encouraging. And it makes you want to be a part of the team because you feel valued and you feel wanted. And so being a part of something like this is amazing, and the way that they inspire each other is something that you just can't pass up.
Markel is a huge proponent of a diverse, inclusive, and equitable workforce. Why don't you work at Markel?
Okay, wow, that was good. And I'm so relieved we pulled that one off. Mary Allen and Archer, thank you so much. I'm not cutting you off, am I?
I would like Archer to just chip in and say something about early careers, and she leads our recruitment, so I think she's got a lot to share. So Archer.
Thank you, Mary Ellen, and thank you, Beth. Excited to be with you all, students, and thank you so much for joining today. Hopefully that gave you a little snippet of what it was like to work at Markel last year, as Mary Ellen mentioned, that we did execute a virtual internship program, which was very exciting for us. So we are currently recruiting on all of our internship opportunities, which is very exciting. We've started the recruitment process, so all of our postings are up to date. And we are reviewing those resumes. So we're hoping to actually have all of our positions filled in the latest, probably the end of January timeframe, I would say. And our internship program is 10 to 12 weeks. And we do, lots of involvement, lots of different things that are going on at Markel. We try our best to create an environment where you're not only doing that hands-on real world work experience, but you're also learning more about what it's like to be at Markel. So lots of different educational sessions. So you're learning not only about the area that you're interning in, but also about the different areas at Markel, which is something that's very exciting. And we're hoping to have about 40 interns this summer, which is really great. We've grown our internship program. From 2017, we had about 23 interns, and now in 2020, we're going to project, in 2021, we're hopefully going to have about 40, which is something that's so exciting about Markel.
Thank you, Archer and Mary Ellen. Okay, good. So last and certainly not least is Hayden, Prielas, and Heather Mccoy from CarMax.
Hi, thanks so much, Beth. Really appreciate it. We're so excited to be here to talk to you guys today. Just to kick off, as Beth mentioned, I'm Hayden Prielas, and Heather and I's job, we are both college recruiters, and our job is to recruit top talent for our internship program and our entry-level full-time careers. When it comes to Richmond specifically, Heather and I are actually both from Richmond, and we have decided to stay here and work, and we absolutely love it. So in our presentation, we might be a little bit biased just since we've been here for so long. But to get started, we'd love to share just a little bit more about CarMax. We were founded in 1993 and we spun out of Circuit City. We are the industry leader in used car sales, and we have been able to do that because of our continued innovation and by doing the right thing for our customers. So I know you're probably thinking what types of internships we might have available. And in order to be an industry leader, we need some great people behind the scenes, such as software developers, cybersecurity professionals, business analysts, and so many more to help us be that industry leader. And so just to share a little bit more about CarMax, we are not just a car company. We are a technology and data powered industry leader. We are also a Fortune 500 company and have been voted every year as one of Fortune magazine's 100 best companies to work for the past 16 years. Our unique culture, our development opportunities, our company growth, and community-focused organization are a few of the reasons why people join the CarMax team. So today we want to share just a little bit more about some of our internship opportunities that we're currently recruiting for. Our internship program runs for 10 weeks in the summer. The main business areas we recruit for are in our business or in our analytics space, our technology department, and our accounting team. Our interns do the work of a full-time associate. It is not busy work. It's not made up work. It is projects and work that help us drive our business forward. For these internships, we're looking for students from across the country with diverse experience and a passion for the work that they'll be doing. So with that, I'm actually going to pass it off to Heather to share just some more specifics about our summer internship program.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Like Hayden said, my name's Heather Mccoy, and I've been with CarMax for a little over 3 years working on our college team. So I've gotten to see our internship program in action and help to execute that a few years now. So as you know, it's 10 weeks over the summer. A majority of our interns are going to be at our home offices in Richmond, Virginia, but we also have some that work in the analyst space that are located at our auto finance office in the Atlanta area. Our internship program is very focused on learning. The first few weeks are going to be a lot of learning about CarMax and getting to network with some of our leaders. We obviously hire our interns into, technology specific roles, analyst specific roles, but we want them to leave learning more than just about those areas. So they'll get to connect with VPs across the company to really learn about CarMax as a whole. They'll also go through some more specific trainings that are going to be more specified towards the areas that they're working in. So technology interns will go through more technical training to really gear them up, as well as analysts in accounting too will go through those types of training. All of the projects that our interns work on go into production. Everything our interns do is something that we will use, whether it's internally or our customers will use externally. So it's really exciting to get to see our interns making a huge impact over the summer with all the work that they do. We also have a lot of fun. Our culture is just a work hard, play hard attitude. So we do things like the Intern Olympics every year. We do intern fun days to give our interns a chance to explore Richmond a little bit. We've done scavenger hunts across the city. Something else that's really important to us is volunteering and giving back to our communities. So we make sure that our interns have that opportunity to give back. So we always organize a volunteer event each year. And our interns also will usually have a chance to volunteer with the teams that they're working on as well. That really kind of sums up what most of our summer is going to look like. Like I said, we have a lot of fun. It's very, very focused on learning. Everybody walks away from our program, you know, learning something about the team that they're working with, but about CarMax as a whole. And they get to meet so many people from tons of different schools, from out of state. So it's always a really great opportunity. And we always love getting to see interns become a big part of the CarMax family. With that, I'm actually going to pass things off to Alexandra Brown. She joined us as an intern, I guess 2 summers ago now, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her experience.
Awesome. Thanks, Heather. So like Heather said, I'm Alexandra Brown. I graduated from Georgia Tech back in 2019. Before that, I interned with CarMax in the summer of 2018. And then I came back full-time for our analyst rotation program. So I've been at CarMax for about 1.5 years now. As far as like how my internship with CarMax went and why I kind of chose CarMax to intern with, I knew that I wanted to like learn so much during my internship, but also like have a ton of fun. And CarMax definitely like didn't disappoint with that. I had so much fun during my internship. The college team does like such a great job of setting up social events with all the interns, setting up scavenger hunts, setting up like store tours. We took a road trip to a store and went to tour it. Just had a ton of fun in that space. And then I also just like learned so much about CarMax as a company. We got to meet higher ups in the company. They told us their CarMax story and kind of how they got to where they are, which is always fun. But also I learned just like so much about the different teams at CarMax, what they do, where I kind of see my career going, as well as CarMax just like is willing to teach you so much stuff on the job. So I actually studied chemical engineering in college and did not necessarily have any of the skills like SQL and Tableau that I needed to be an analyst. But CarMax spent the first 2 weeks of my internship having classes and teaching me everything that I needed to know to be successful. Like as an analyst, which I just think is so nice that they take the time to like teach you what you need to know and make sure you have that good foundation. But I think what really stood out for me is just like the balance between getting to do super cool projects and enjoy the people you work with and getting to go home every night and enjoy your personal life. I think CarMax really cares about that. I think Hayden said like the work hard, play hard. I always am doing something super cool that will impact the business at work, but I can go home and not really think about work for the rest of the night, which I think is super important. And I saw that in my internship. I did a very awesome project. I learned a ton. I really enjoyed my manager and the people I worked with, but I had my own time. And that's really why I chose to come back to CarMax. Is I saw that everyone around me loved their job, loved the work they did, really felt like they were making an impact, but had their own time
Awesome.
and had that work-life balance.
Alexandra, thank you so much. And Heather and Hayden. So we don't have as much time for questions as we had originally planned, but I think we've been answering a lot of them as we go in the chat. But Allison has been compiling them. So I'm going to turn it over to her to make sure that all the students' questions get sort of sent to the right person and get answered. Allison.
Sure, thank you, Beth. And thank you to all of our participants. We really appreciate you coming, and thank you to all the students who attended as well. Before we get into some more questions, I do want to say that I'll be sending out a follow-up email that will include the links and the recommended contact information from our panelists to make sure that you can connect with them the way that they recommend and that you can get to their careers or internship portals so that you know how to apply and what positions are available. So don't worry if you miss somebody's email throughout the presentation. I will connect you with those.
But with that said, I would love to ask a few of your questions. One question that we got that was directed, I think, to most companies, so if any, like one or two of you would like to answer this one, was whether or not you offer internships to international students. And I think particularly in this case, the international student will be graduating in the spring, but I wanted to see if that was something that you guys offer. I think it was particularly Altria or Capital One, I think in particular.
We at Markel have had international students as interns in the past.
Not to my knowledge, but I think I'd rather let Justin kind of give a more final answer on that one.
Yeah, that's correct. We do not at the moment for our internship or entry level campus hires.
Okay. And Altria?
Allison, I believe Alexis connected with whomever offline who addressed that question. I don't believe that we offer it either, but just to make sure that we understand the circumstance, she did message that person offline just to make sure, but I don't believe we do for our internship positions.
Great, thank you. And for sort of similarly, do you support interns who are working full-time in another position or are in school full-time? I guess that's sort of the timing of the internship and whether they can do multiple things at once.
I'll just speak for Altria. We have, for our summer internship program, it is 10 to 12 weeks and it is 40 hours a week. So for that particular program that we do have posted on the website, that is and so you probably would not be able to balance both like continuing to go to summer school or also having a full-time position. However, we have done different internships that were abbreviated at a smaller scale, but we would post those and those actually are designed for both to be able to work as well as also participate because they're kind of at an accelerated pace at a smaller scale. So those would be posted separately. So I can't say that we never have, but our typical program that we've talked about today is in the summer, same time frame as everybody else, usually from that May to August time frame.
Right.
Allison, I will jump in for Markel. Sorry to interrupt. So just highlighting our internship program, it is 10 to 12 weeks. We are on a 37.5-hour work week, so it will be pretty much a full-time opportunity. We do, however, have interns that stay with us after the summer that are on a part-time basis. So that is an option if students are interested, in that while they're also in school.
Great. Unless anybody else wants to jump in on that one, another question that we got was whether employers typically assist interns or students in finding that temporary housing. I think somebody mentioned that, but whether that's something that they could find assistance with.
Yeah, so I could speak for my time at Capital One. At least before the coronavirus situation, when I interned, I actually had my housing covered the whole summer. I was coming from Norfolk, that's actually where I'm from, and they gave me housing for 3 months in Richmond. Alternatively, if you want to stay in whatever housing situation you have outside of what Capital One provides, they usually, I believe, give like a $3,000 stipend or some amount of stipend to cover for that relocation.
Yeah, and that's by program at Capital One. So for the tech industry, we do that because that's pretty standard for technology companies. For our other programs, we don't, but we basically will connect them through an intern Facebook page. And a lot of them say, hey, I found a place to rent, like looking for 2 roommates, message me, and just through word of mouth and the buddies that we pair them up with who are traditionally interns or new hires in that given area, we do provide kind of directional resources and connections.
One thing I'm going to jump in real quick, sorry, that we're going to be offering in our digital hub, which should be launching in December, is a direct link to apartments.com. So we'll have an apartment matching as well as a neighborhood guide and all those things, so that whether it's an internship or a job that you're coming for, you can hopefully just go to the RVA Now website and find your home.
Great. And another question I think was maybe specifically for Dominion, but I think it would apply to anybody, was whether, I know everyone has been talking about their summer internship programs that are the sort of 10 to 12 week format, but who might offer part-time internships during the school year, like per semester or over the winter, whether that's an option for anybody, or if you really just rely on the summer internships.
Yep, Allison, this is Archer from Markel. So I touched on that just a second ago a little bit, but basically we do usually have interns start on a full-time basis before going to part-time. So it really just depends, I think, on the circumstance for that.
Great. Well, I think that does it for the questions that we came in that haven't been answered in the chat already. Unless anybody has any currently, we'll sort of start to wrap up. Let's see, go to the next. Before we say goodbye, I did want to share some of our contact information. I've already seen a few people connect with me on LinkedIn, so thank you for doing that, and please feel free to do so. But for right now, we're mostly posting and relying on our social media accounts on Instagram and Twitter to share our information about events. We're doing some live conversations about different career development topics, as well as some fun Richmond-based things, as well as LinkedIn. But as Beth mentioned, in December, we are also launching our website, which will be exciting. Like she said, we'll have that link to apartment.com, as well as a more thorough neighborhood guide to let you guys get familiar with neighborhoods throughout the region, not just downtown, as well as that cost of living calculator, a blog that will sort of feature some student voices and student journeys, as well as some advice from young professionals and some more fun Richmond content, as well as a job board that will be solely for the Richmond region and entry-level positions. So we're really excited about that. And we'll send out some information once we have that launched. We have, like we said, we have most of your emails from this registration, but if you don't remember giving us your email at any point, definitely put in the chat or reach out to me so that we can connect you with our newsletter, which is every other week. We just launched it, but we can give you the latest on jobs and opportunities and cultural events in Richmond. And there you'll have our email addresses there. Again, feel free to reach out with any other questions or anything specific. And I'll be following up with an email tomorrow with some more details and just to wrap up for anyone who might have missed something or wanted to hear more. So that's it for me. Thank you so much again to everyone who's here. And I think Beth is going to wrap us up.
Yeah, well, so we have one last question. We've got 6 more minutes for everyone on the call. Type in what your favorite thing to do in RVA is. And you can do more than one, but I think it'd be really fun to see everyone's favorite thing. Food, art, outdoors, all of the above. Sit inside and watch Netflix. Car shows and drift events. I can honestly say that's the first time I've heard of that being a fun thing here. So I'm going to go find some hiking, exploring food scene, Belle Isle. Bike on the Capitol Trail. Who said that? Yay. Brewery hopping, happy hour. Happy hour VMFA. I go there. That's fun. Food, Belle Isle. Okay, nice. I don't know if any of our students learned anything new with this list, but parks, yeah, our public spaces are very popular here. So anyway, our job is to help anyone getting ready to launch a career search to understand what's here, both in the variety of opportunities and perhaps a place you'd like to call home. I hope we've achieved that today. Thank you again to our panelists, our stakeholders, and to our students who joined us. We hope to see you again at a future RVA Now event. Everyone take care and feel free to reach out if you have more questions. Thanks, you guys.